From the combined crew of blindandroidusers.com and accessibleandroid.com, it's time for your favorite Android podcast. Kick back now and enjoy another fine episode from these fanboys and gals as they navigate Android from a blindness perspective. And now, here's your crew. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 195 of the Blind Android Users Podcast. We're recording today, August 31st, 2024. I'm Warren Carr.
I'm John Dyer.
Kareen Q1.
And this is Sari Kunduz.
Welcome to episode 195. Coming up in today's episode, John and I sat down with Martin Vivian of StreamSphere, an app I demonstrated a little while ago, and that is our spotlight for today. In the hills of the spotlight, I demonstrate an app called Thumbtack. And to close today's episode, Kareen brings us another entry of the commentary screen reader, the long gesture using one finger. Welcome to episode 195. Kareen, girl, let's start with you. Is it cooling down at your end? What's going on?
Hello. Well, August proved to be not August this year because it was really nice. It wasn't hot at all. It wasn't like usual August, so I'm so happy about that. But my friend Warren, I want to correct a mistake that you did while introducing the episode, which is today is not September. It's not August 31st. It's September 1. 2024.
Wait a minute. Today is September 1st?
Yes. According to your friend Gemini, Friday was the 31st of August, 2024.
I think mine says today is the 31st. That's what it says on mine.
Of course, because you would never admit that yours got it wrong.
Maybe it's taking something from the playbook of the confused screen reader.
The problem is, it says one time it'll say one thing. You ask it the exact same thing, it'll say another thing. It's never consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to be fair, today I asked it what date is today? What's the day of today? Oh my God, I was confused as well. I asked it about the date of today, and it said that we are in the 31st of August, which is right. We are on the 31st of August. Yeah,
nice.
But before it insisted on that. Yesterday was the 31st of August.
That's really bad. Well, that's AI for you. That's why I don't text talk in AI.
That's Gemini only.
I don't know. They all do stupid stuff like that anyways. But yeah, if it's saying that's bad. That's really bad. Someone needs to let them know. Sally, handsome boy, what's going on, my boy?
Well, just like any other day, this is just a better version of me comparing to yesterday. And I'm feeling kind of emotional. The summer is going away. All the peeps just listen to the song Summer is Almost Gone from the Temperature app after this podcast, and you will know what I feel. Summer is ending, and those emotions floating all around when you're an emotional guy just like me, and when you're handsome just like me. You know what I mean?
I think I'll find a solution to that. I know exactly what that solution is. So get some girl named Summer. That will fix it. Right?
Yeah, Summer will never go away, right?
Exactly. No, I'm serious. I think you need to get a Summer somewhere. That'll fix you up winter blues,
Yeah, I'm not like a typical summer boy who loves the heat, but I mean, I love the atmosphere of summer.
It's a beautiful thing. There's food,
exactly.
There's sunshine, and you can stay outside for a long time. Right?
And when I like the days longer, the days are getting shorter, and this is not something that I enjoy because I wake up, I go to work, and come back home. It's already midnight. So what should I do?
Exactly. So it's a beautiful thing. Summertime, kids love it. I love it. and sit under the tree if I'm home, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
John, are you summaring up? I know you've got Ashley, but I don't think you get the winter blues, do you?
No, I'm actually in a great mood. So the seasons are changing here in Virginia, but the season that started today was football season. My college team is playing their first game actually right now as we record this. So I'm in a great mood because the season has started and my team is technically still undefeated.
Nice. I hope they win.
So do I.
You know, with football, you never can tell. Last minutes, and this is why sometimes I hate football. I'm sorry, but sometimes it makes me so angry because your team is winning, and then last 5 seconds, and they get bumped out, and that just pisses me off. Excuse my Espanol. You know.
Oh yeah, that is the worst. But I also wanted to mention that I've been playing with a new feature. Well, it's not new to Pixel, but it's new to me because I started using a Pixel recently. And
Yeah.
it's the I told you earlier, so you already know, but it's the audio emojis in phone calls that you can do. And you know, I love it. You know, there's nothing better than being able to make a fart sound when you answer the phone. It's great. I think it's one of the best features I've ever seen on a Pixel, to be honest.
You know, my daughter loves that. She does that with her friends, and they're like, what in the world?
One of my friends called me this past week, and I answered the phone. I didn't say hello or anything. I just hit the button for the audio emoji, and of course it makes the fart sound.
God.
And then there's just silence for like 5 seconds, and he goes, "Was that real?" I'm like, "No, I wouldn't fart on my phone."
Oh my gosh. Hey, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I love those audio emojis, especially like the clapping hands or whatever. Someone says something nice, bingo, you know.
Yeah, I just wish there was a cricket sound that I could use when Ed makes one of his jokes.
Yeah, that would be nice. I think they're adding more of those sounds to it, but right now they're kind of like limited, but at least it's there. Welcome to the Spotlight segment. This is a segment dedicated to interviews with developers or interesting happenings in the world of Android. And now for this week's episode, here's your Spotlight. We now turn on to the Spotlight segment, and John and I had a little sit down with Martin Vivian of the StreamSphere app, and where we talked about his app. Here's that discussion that John and I and Martin had a little while ago. We're now joined by our friend Martin Vivian from StreamSphere. This is an app I demonstrated in episode 188 as the app of the week. And we're so thankful that Martin has joined us today to talk about StreamSphere. Now, if you didn't get the opportunity to listen to my demonstration of the app, let me give Martin the opportunity to talk a little bit about what StreamSphere is, and then we'll talk about some of the features or aspects of the app that we would like to talk about. Martin, would you tell people what StreamSphere is?
Yes, so StreamSphere, it's an RSS reader. So I don't know if I need to explain what is RSS. So yes, so it's an RSS reader, so it allows you to follow blogs directly through an application. And the particularity with this application is that everything works locally. So you don't have your content inside the cloud, or everything is stored through the application. You are free to add all links that you want from all blogs, in fact, that support RSS. There is many things that are good. For example, you have a read mode that take only the content, the important contents and the text from a website. You can also save an article in your favorites. We have also already multiple blogs inside the application to help people for if it's hard for you to find RSS links. There is already less than 1,000 links inside the application that you can add directly.
Yeah, this is a great app. And one of the things that drew me to the app, Martin, is the name StreamSphere. I'm like, this is such a catchy name. And so I decided to take a look at it. And of course, it's nice and accessible to those of us who are blind. And I'm not sure if you thought of us blind people when you were making this app. But before we talk about those of us who are blind, let's talk about the history. What led you actually to the development of StreamSphere? Were you maybe kind of frustrated by some of the things you are seeing in other RSS feed readers and all of that that led you to deciding to start a little project of your own in developing StreamSphere? What was the reason behind the development of StreamSphere?
Yes, so at the beginning, in fact, I had a smartphone. I just want to get a simple application to receive simply the news, news website. And then I try to find that, but by my research, I don't really find an application that really matches with what I want. Generally, I need to pay to get full access, or there is many ads, or it was externalized to a cloud, and when the cloud is done, then I stop to have the access to the application. So since I don't like, finally I discover the RSS the RSS protocol, which we can also use by the application. So I discover RSS application, but there also it don't really match. There is not a lot, in fact, RSS reader in the Play Store. And this is why finally I decided to directly implement my RSS reader, but it was only for my personal usage. And it was really simple, with only the feature that I really want for me. And I do that in parallel of my study. So I start this application around 5 years ago or 6. And I do that, and I add sometime a new small feature that I think for me it should be good. And then finally at the end, I think that the application was enough good to go on the Play Store, so I published it. And I observed that people also like this application.
I'm glad you decided to share your personal project with us because, like I said, knucklehead like me across from the pond from you, and I'm now using that, and it has become my default RSS reader. I really like the layout, and especially when I tap on that get full text. I've had some other RSS readers that it just shows me the snippets and there's no way I have to click on open in browser. And for me, the whole idea of an RSS reader is to be able to get that full content right from within the app natively, as to me going to the website and all of that. I mean, you do have the capability if one chooses to in your app. If they want to open in browser, they can, but outside of that, one can entirely view the article right in and there by tapping on that get full text. And that's one of the huge pluses for me when it comes to StreamSphere. Now, were there any problems that you encountered while developing this app? Did you run into any difficulties, especially maybe in trying to add content from the different sources? Or I have no clue all that it entails for you guys to be able to do this wonderful work that you do, to be able to access these things. Were there any difficulties that you encounter?
Technical difficulties, I suppose.
Yeah, like maybe any technical difficulties that you may encounter, during the development.
But for me, for the hardest part was the make something that can work locally, but which must be efficient also. So there is a local database in the application where I store all the article. When we make a refresh, everything is stored, but we need to go very fast because sometimes to load 1,000 articles, it's fine. So it was so difficult to think and to find the good compromise to get something enough powerful, but that can also work locally on the smartphone. Also, the possibility to editing, to remove sources, adding sources. In fact, all the part that works with the database in the application was hard for me. There is also some website that not always works, and also yes, for that it's also difficult to think of all the possibilities that the other website can create and can block the application. That was not the most difficult part. But yes, it was really the local aspect which was complex.
Well, the good thing is that you were able to kind of overcome some of those difficulties.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about, I mean, I like the simplicity of the app. As I've indicated, it's very simplistic. And I think for me, I've always argued that if it takes me such a long time to be able to get an app to a place where I'm able to use it, then it all defeats the purpose of the app. And I like simplistic apps that does the job well that they're intended for. And this is what StreamSphere does, which makes me really like the app. Now, I noticed though you don't have any tabs at the bottom and all of that, there's absolutely none of that. It's just very simplistic. And I was just kind of wondering, for example, would there be maybe some consideration later on down the line where you may want to add something like maybe some things I want to add to like my archived or, some articles that I want to keep perpetually like favorite. So whatever it is that I would like to, I'm not sure that I saw that in there, although there's no need one could just delete what one doesn't want to keep and just keep those. But I thought that, maybe there's an article that I read and I really like it and I want to save it. Would you be thinking of maybe coming up with a tab that we could just keep those articles that we want to keep perpetually, something along that line?
I'm not sure to understand the question.
I was thinking like, would it be possible, like say, so I get an article about maybe Samsung Galaxy Watch 7 Ultra that I really like the review, and I want to save it in a folder. I don't remember, was there a way to create a folder so I could save things in a folder?
So you want to save an article?
Yes.
Yes, maybe by, I was thinking that I don't do that, maybe by exporting as a PDF, but the article.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe I could create folder, or if you have a folder that you create by default in the app, like maybe my favorites or whatever, so I could just move those articles that I like to save them in there in my favorites or in whatever folder, so that I want to keep those, perpetually. I could always go there and find those as to the main UI where all the different articles are located. So I was just wondering, maybe down the line, if you're doing some update, if you could implement such a feature in the app. I mean, it's not necessary, but I kind of thought that it would make it good.
Yes, I can it's possible, but so if I could understand, you want to save your favorite in the storage of your phone in a folder which is external of the application.
Yeah, so like in the app, if I could create a folder within the app that says my favorites or articles to read later or something like that, and I could just say I saw this article that I like, and I could just mark it and say move it to my favorite or to my read later folder. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
Yes, okay, I understand. Yes, so that I think it will be hard to do, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Thinking to make the left menu with more settings. That's because now it's mandatory to have the favorite all, and in the future I think to add parameters for people to add a new folder, remove folders, like favorite, for example.
It would be great to see such a thing happening. if you have time. I know you don't have too much time and you work on this when you have some time.
Yes.
But given the importance of this app, whenever you have time, maybe that's something you could implement into the app and giving us that ability to save the things we want to keep. So it is always there, the stuff that I like.
Yes, because as I say, each week I received a mail from someone which wanted some things news, but it's hard for me since it's a small project to follow the all demand. But yes, I can try to do that when I find time.
So you mentioned that you had some technical difficulties getting it to sync everything locally. I'm wondering, so when you sync all of the articles on your phone, is it saving the entire articles there, or do you still need a connection to the internet if you want to click on the show full text button to show the entire article? Like, once you sync it, is everything actually there on your phone? Like, if you're going on a commute and you're gonna have spotty service or something, would you still be able to see the full text of the article, or does it download that stuff when you actually hit the button?
In fact, it's a save only when we in the read mode we have a button to get the full article, but that is not saved in the database. The full article is not saved. It's only the first part of the article that you see in the read mode. Also, the images are not saved locally in the database. I saved only the URL of the image. So, and there is a library that use the cache of the phone, and it's to manage the load of the images. So if you don't scroll to the article, to all the article, in fact, it will only download the images of the first article that you have on the app, and not all the images.
Would it be possible to maybe let the user specify that you want the entire articles downloaded? If not for every article, for certain articles from specific sources, so that you don't have to have a connection to get the entire article? Or is there some sort of technical limitation that prevents you from doing that?
Yes, if I would understand, you want the possibility to save the full article also locally.
Yes.
Well, automatically
Yes.
download it to the app. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be saved in a specific folder outside the app on the phone, just to be able to hit sync and know that all of your articles are going to be there when you need them, whether you're connected or not.
So in other words, Martin, what John is trying to say, okay, so I'm using my area, for example. We drive like maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes out of here, toward the eastern part of the state. And there's no connectivity at all whatsoever. But if I had accessed the full text while I'm here at home, where internet connectivity is possible, and then we move out into the country, farther out into the country where there's nothing, I want to be able to still access that article that I was viewing the full text while I was at home. So that's what he's talking about. Will that be possible, or must I need an internet? Or by getting that full text, that means even if I don't have internet access, will I still be able to access that text?
Yes, it will be possible if you make the refresh to directly save the full text in the database. But if I need to do that for all the articles, I think technically it will be complicated, because when you load the RSS, you make only one connection to the website, to the RSS links. But if you want to have the full article for everything, if you have 300 new articles, then I will need to create a 300 query also to collect all the text of each one. So maybe it's a bit too much for that. But so I'm not sure, but maybe some website could block you if you make a 300 connection in 1 second to get the full text. But yes, but yes, it will be possible in the read mode if you make the you click on the button to get the full text, that it saves the full text in the database. Yes, that is it's easy to do.
All right, Martin, the next question I have, as a blind person, this is very important to me. And I don't think it's only just me as a blind kid, but for example, what I'm trying to talk about here has to do with the TTS readout. I mean, right now, I like the way it is. I can read it either using my Braille display or I could read it with my screen reader. But I was wondering, maybe down the line, you would want to implement the TTS readout so that I could shut off the phone and it has the background play so I can listen to the article while I'm working on something, whether I'm cooking in the kitchen or, a sighted person could be driving and they could be listening to the article. Are you going to be thinking of something down the line in implementing something like a TTS readout?
Yes, in fact, I had already tried to implement the TTS on the application, but after I'm thinking that yes, but there is already screen reader, so maybe it's a useless feature. But I know you see me that if you shut down your screen, you are not able to use the screen reader. In fact, if I could understand, because for me, since there was a screen reader already, it was not necessary to get the time to speech. In fact.
Yeah, so I mean, like our phones already have TTS readers. I mean, like a text-to-speech already is there on our phone. So even if it will be a little bit difficult to integrate external TTS, the native TTS engines on our devices should be able to do that, especially most phones already have that Google text-to-speech in there. So my whole idea is that we should have a TTS readout so I don't have to keep my screen on. And like I said, and it's not just because of me being blind, but also I see this as a useful feature even for sighted people, because if the article is long and you want to just listen to it and things like that, I think that would be great, but at least have the ability to read an article with the TTS output so that even when I shut off the screen, I can still hear that thing being read. That's what I'm talking about. So do you think maybe you'd help us do that sometime when you have time? I know it's very busy for you, but maybe when you have some time, you could try on implementing something like that.
Yes, so yes, as I said, I had already tried to implement it, so I know how to do that. But I had some small issue. For example, when the text is too big, it don't work. So it's a problem that I need to find a solution for this problem, because if the text exceeds 4,000 characters, the text to speech don't work. So I need to find a way to cut the text in multiple parts and read each part. So there is this problem, and also for the language, I need to create a player, for example, so it's in more implementation where people can choose. I need the text to speech in French, in English. But yes, but I also already thinking to create, for example, a beta version where this is only in English and it works for the not too big text. So it's also a possibility to get already some things faster, and after I try to improve it in the future.
This problem that you were coming across, was that using the native TTS, or was that some external TTS engine that you were trying to...
It was the native TTS that I tried to integrate in the application.
Oh, okay.
It's limited in the size, in fact. So.
I see. That's kind of strange, because I was hoping, though, that using the native TTS, one should not have such a limitation. But if you are running into that problem, maybe it's something that you could solve later on, or whatever the case may be. But I think it will be good to be able to have that. But if not, if those of us who are blind and are listening to this, the workaround, as I indicated in my review or demo of the app, is that one could use that reading mode app from Google, and it will read the entire thing even when you shut your screen off. So for those of us who are blind, we still have a workaround and just employ that reading mode, and it will be fine.
Yes, I understand. It should be great. This is just because I get these difficulties, and after I think, okay, there is screen reader, there is no problem, but I don't know this problem, in fact. So I will try to continue it.
Are you considering maybe charging for it a little bit, maybe even if it's $1 a year? I mean, I know you don't want to charge for the app, but maybe if you want people to pay maybe $1 a year, that could also give you an incentive in keeping it going, so that it doesn't get abandoned. Because I've seen some apps like this that after a while the developer just forgets about it. But if you kind of maybe charge like even minimally $1 a year annual subscription, I don't think that will be a bad idea. Have you ever thought about that?
Your question is to be if I create a business plan on the application with $1 a year.
Yeah, because
Well,
my whole idea is you're working on this thing, and it takes a little bit of your time, not a little bit, but a lot of your time to get these things, most especially like some of the things we've talked about, wanting to see if you could implement. Of course, it will take your time in order to be able to make such possible. But so I was thinking, whether it would be possible, maybe you could implement, even if charge $1 annual subscription to kind of make sure that you have time to work on it, and also a little incentive. I know $1 is nothing, but at least it kind of ensures that you'll work on it.
yes, I had already thinking maybe in the future to add premium features to get money, but
Yes.
yes, if I receive money, it will be incentive. In fact, I done this project. The first, the reason that I created this project is it was for my personal usage because I don't really find an app where I can find easily news and follow blogs easily. So I created it for me. So it was my motivation to get good tools for me. And after, I stay thinking that yes, it should be also great if other people can use it. Why not? So I push it on the Play Store, and I know I see that many people like these tools also. So, but I don't think that before. But yes, I know this is real. No, there is more people that want new things, but I don't receive things.
How many languages does StreamSphere support? Do you, from the top of your head, how many languages this app supports? I know it supports English, of course, because I'm using it in English, and of course, I know it supports French. Are there any other languages that are supported?
No, there is only English. In fact, I was thinking that it will be too much work for me to manage 100 language. So I prioritize to only English. But and because yes, and maybe because if each time I add a new word in the application, I need to create a 100 translation. So I focus on the English. This is also the default of the application, because the suggested sources that are inside the application are also only in English. But there is already 1,000, a bit less than 1,000 sources inside the application. So if I create a 100 language, I will need to give a maintainability on the application with 100 to 1,000 sources. So it will be big for the maintainability. So I don't know exactly which compromise to find, or maybe take the popular languages inside.
Yeah. Okay, so I understand what's going on now. Yeah, but so I really like the app, and again, I like the clean UI of the app, and really thank you so much for StreamSphere. And Martin, so before we let you go though, down the road, should we want you to come back again after you've implemented some stuff? we want to talk on those things again. Let's say maybe you found a breakthrough to where you could add a TTS readout. We would like you to come back and talk about that. So would it be okay for us to reach out, for me to reach out to you to come back down the line? Should you have implemented some other features into the app, would like you to come back?
Oh, yes, for me, it's not a problem.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Thank you so much. And again, thank you so much for taking your time to come. And how does anyone get hold of you? Should someone want to contact you? I guess they could just use that email feature from the Play Store to contact you, right? Or is there a different method through which you would rather have people contact you?
Yes. In fact, I create this address because I receive often also spamming mail. So it's not with my other mail. So I create a specific address for this application. They can contact me through this address. Yes, there is no problem.
Good. Thank you so much. Well, again, thank you so much. And you and I will keep in touch. And I do want to thank you again for coming on to Blind Android Users. And I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
Okay. And thank you for this meeting.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, that's StreamSphere. And if you haven't listened to that demo that I did, you could take a listen to it. And you could find StreamSphere on the Play Store. Up next is the App of the Week segment. This is a segment dedicated to app demonstrations. Should you have an app that you would like to demonstrate for our listeners, feel free to send us the recording of such an app demo to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. And now for this week's episode, here's your App of the Week. Up next is the App of the Week, and this week we're demonstrating an app called Thumbtack. Here's that demo. Hi, for episode 195 App of the Week, this is demonstrating Thumbtack. Thumbtag. Thumbtack is a house project management. In other words, if you want someone to come and do something in your house that you don't know how to do, you could use Thumbtack to hire such a professional. For today's demonstration, I'll be demonstrating this on my Pixel 9 Pro XL running Android 14. In the way of a TTS engine, I am utilizing the multilingual TTS engine. I am on the Play Store page of Thumbtack, and now we'll tap on the About so we can hear the description of the app.
About this app. Heading. Google Play Store. Thumbtack. Hire service. Get local pros for your home care project. Find plumbers, handymen and cleaners. When you need to hire a pro for your home project, whether a house cleaner, plumber, roofer, or handyman, Thumbtack helps you find them for free. Hire local pros near you for any project, from lawn mowing to home design. Wrap up your seasonal tasks and get your home fall ready with essential upkeep. From lawn mowing and tree trimming to roof repairs and furnace maintenance, plus carpet cleaning, interior painting, gutter cleaning, and junk removal, we cover everything you need to ensure your home is cozy and well prepared for the changing seasons. Search for contractors or services, check prices and reviews, and chat directly with professionals. Find the right handyman for your project. Hire local contractors in minutes. Filled right pointing pointer Thumbtack finds professionals and house services and shows you a list of available pros in your area. You can quickly find the one that's right for your home project and book a service directly in the app. Filled right pointing pointer, you're guaranteed to find a variety of talented pros and handymen on Thumbtack. Whether you need help with home improvement, house cleaning, home design projects, moving, or painting, book them all in one app. See and compare service prices. Filled right pointing pointer, we track millions of cost estimates for thousands of projects, from home design to repair and delivery services, to see what different kinds of services really cost. Filled right pointing pointers see cost estimates and get detailed business information for top experts and contractors. Compare professional service prices, read reviews and hire local contractors whose skills and price range best match your needs. Filled right pointing pointer get price quotes so you can budget and find affordable services for your home project. Have access to a curated list of top-rated house cleaners and professional house painters to ensure quality work for your home needs. With almost 1,000 different types of local services on Thumbtack, you'll be able to find help for pretty much anything. Find a handyman, house cleaner, electrician, plumber, interior designer, repairman, mover, painter, roofer, professional local contractor, and more. Home improvement services. Looking for a local reliable house painter? From interior design to landscaping, chimney installation to swimming pool maintenance, we've got thousands of local professionals on hand to help out. Hire contractors near you for home maintenance, house design, and repair services, including home repairs, handymen, electricians, plumbers and appliance repair, home improvement, cleaner, roofers, movers, home decorators, and furniture removal and delivery. Home renovations, kitchen and bathroom remodeling, house painting, interior and exterior house painting, gardening and outdoor landscaping and design, fence and gate installation, tree trimming and removal, concrete installation, home flooring, installation and replacement, full-service lawn care professionals, HVAC maintenance and repairs, deck and porch remodels or additions, central air conditioning installation and repair, swimming pool cleaning, maintenance and removal, gutter cleaning and maintenance, siding, deck, staining and sealing. Thumbtack saves you time by searching through hundreds of profiles so you can find local professionals that suit your project. From talented house design experts to handymen with Thumbtack, you can discover and book services for any house or personal project in the app. Download Thumbtack and hire local pros today. Need help using Thumbtack? Go here. http://help.thumbtack.com.
That's the description of the app. And now here's a little bit of the information as to when it was last updated, the version, and all of that.
Version 338.0. Updated on August 23, 2024.
And let's figure out when it was first introduced to the Play Store.
Downloads. 1 million plus downloads. Required OS, Android 9 and up.
Next.
Offered by Thumbtack.
Next.
Released on March 13, 2017.
And that's the history of the app. I will now go back to the main page.
Play Store. About this app. Heading.
I'm going to scroll back to the top.
Featured stories. Heading. In.
And now I'm going to tap on Open.
Open. Button. Thumbtack. Thumbtack. Close. Button. Out of list.
I opened and the first thing we heard was close. I am now in the main UI of the app and the first thing we heard was close button. That button is found on the top right corner. To the top left corner, however, all we hear is
Thumbtack. Image.
That's the image of a thumbtack. And you should know what a thumbtack is. Sometimes we use it to kind of pin things to the wall and things like that. And so now moving my finger down.
Caring for your home. Made easy.
Move on down.
I'm new to Thumbtack. Button. I have an account. Button.
Or I have an account.
Are you a vendor or professional? Download the app for pros.
And if you are someone who's providing the services, you need to download a different app for this service. That's what we have. And now I'm going to tap on I am new to Thumbtack.
I'm new to Thumbtack. Button.
And I'll tap.
Cancel. Button.
I tapped on it and we heard cancel button. And that cancel button is found near the top left. Now, moving down, there's nothing to the right, so I'm moving down.
Generate custom guides made for your home. Enlist 3 items.
We are now on a page of tutorials, and at the bottom is a next, or if you prefer, just simply swipe with 2 fingers from the right to the left to move to the next page. I'll tap on the next button, and the next one I'll simply swipe from right to left.
Next button, out of list.
This is page 2.
We'll help you stay on track with reminders. Enlist.
And I'm going to swipe from right to left.
Cancel button. Find nearby pros who can help get things done. Enlist 3 items.
And of course, at the top left is always that cancel. Now at the bottom.
Next button, out
Next.
of list. Go back button.
And now the button on the top left is go back. Moving my finger down.
Sign up or log in.
We got the sign up or login.
Continue with Facebook button. Continue with Google button.
Let's continue with Google.
Continue with email button.
Or you could sign up using an email. And at the bottom,
By continuing with Facebook, Google, or email, I agree to that. Terms of use and privacy policy.
that's what we have here. And I'm not going to be signing up or anything. So I'm just going to go back
Cancel button.
and I'll tap on cancel. And it places me on the second page.
We'll help you
I'm
stay.
going to
Cancel button.
tap cancel
Out of
again.
Close button.
And I'm back to that first page. And I'm going to tap on close.
Thumbtack. Let's get started.
Now we are on the menu UI now where we could see the different types of projects that one could choose from. As always, I like to start from the top and see what we have in the way of buttons, controls, and all of that. In this app, however, we don't have too much in the way of buttons, so there's no such thing as more options or settings, at least that I see. Instead, near the top, starting from the top, here's what we've got.
Let's get started.
We hear let's get started. That's the text string at the top. And to the right of it is a button that simply says portrait.
Portrait icon button.
If I tap on that portrait icon, for example,
Go back button.
we hear go back on the top left and moving down.
You.
So it's you. So this is going to be like your profile.
Your profile goes here.
And below that,
Set one up to start finding pros and getting things done.
and
Sign up or log in button.
that's all that we have here. I will now go back.
Let's get started.
All right, and moving down from that profile icon,
Ready to plan your home projects and hire local pros. Sign in to get started.
moving down,
Our favorite guides.
and below here is a boatload of categories. I'm not going to waste a lot of your time going through this, but I'll just give you some of the sample, especially some of the headings. So we have things like
Upkeep 101. Learn the basics to keep your home in great shape. Enlist.
I'm just going to move through these.
Energy efficiency. Learn how to conserve energy and lower costs. Pet proofing. Make your home safe and comfortable for your pets. Moving. Make the transition easier with these projects. Get inspiration from Thumbtack projects we love. See our favorites. Out of list.
And down below here are some of the popular ones. And for example,
Popular on Thumbtack.
and moving down is like a header.
Wedding officiant. Portrait photography.
I'm going to move on down to the next category.
Outdoor upkeep. Out of list. Gutter cleaning and maintenance. In list. Roof cleaning. Swimming pool cleaning. Maintenance. Outdoor landscaping and design.
And I'm going to scroll down.
Moving into a new home. out of list.
And below that, from left to right,
Interior painting, in list. Furniture assembly. Interior design. Carpet cleaning.
I'm going to move on down again.
Caring for a pet, out of list.
And below that, left to right,
Pet sitting, in list. Dog walking. Dog training.
you got the drift. So there are lots and lots of them. Now, at the bottom, though, we do have some tabs. And starting from the bottom left, we've got Home.
Home, tab. Selected.
And
One of
that's
four.
what is selected
In
by
list.
default.
4 items.
To the right,
Search, tab. 2 of
we
4.
have Search. Basically, you could tap here and search for the project that you're after. The third tab is
Plan, tab. 3 of 4.
Plan. So you're planning on something. And the last tab, which is the fourth one,
Inbox, tab.
is
4
your
of 4.
inbox. This is where you could see all the responses that you get from project managers and or contractors, whatever, that you have contacted. Let's take a look at the plan and then take a look at the inbox before we close.
Plan, tab.
I'll
3
tab.
of 4. Plan, selected.
Tapping on plan and moving my finger down,
Your plan, out of list.
it says your plan, and moving down,
Empty plan illustration, image.
I don't have anything in my plan, and below that,
Save projects and stay on track with reminders.
all right,
House cleaning, button.
there's house cleaning,
Replace light bulbs, button. Lawn care, button.
so things like that. And at the bottom, toward the bottom right, there is
Add, button.
add. I could add that plan right there. Now let's take a look at the inbox, for example.
Inbox, tab.
And
4 of
there's
4.
an inbox tab.
In
I
list.
tab here,
Inbox, selected.
starting from the top.
Inbox.
We hear inbox there on the top left. Moving down.
You'll talk to pros here.
All right, moving down.
This is a secure place to ask pros questions and coordinate.
And below that on the left
Get started, button.
is the Get Started button. I tap here, for example.
What's on your to-do list? Thumbtack. What's on your to-do list? Edit box. Showing English US QWERTY.
So here you could just type in what you are looking for, the project that you want help with. And below that area where you could type what you're looking for, it has your zip code.
98,902. Edit box.
So it
Zip
has
code.
my zip code, or the nearest zip code to my place, which is in Yakima there. And below that, you could have categories that you could select from if you don't want to search for what you're looking for. We've got
Popular services. In lit. House cleaning. Handyman. Lawn mowing and trimming.
on and on. So I'm going to tap on house cleaning, for example, and then we'll bring this to a close.
House cleaning. 98,902. Edit box. Editing. Zip code. Out of list. Showing number keyboard.
And it pops up my zip code to confirm that indeed this is my zip code. And of course, that's the zip code nearest to me.
Search.
And
Window
I'll
number
tap
keyboard.
on search
Keyboard
at the
hidden.
bottom of the
Thumbtack.
keyboard.
Page. Expanded.
And now it's going to show me house cleaners that are near where I'm at.
Let's find the right pros for house cleaning. In list.
And moving down,
What's your timeline?
next,
Within 48 hours.
is within 48 hours.
Need a pro right away. Radio button. Within a week.
I'm just going to move through.
Ready to hire, not urgent. Radio button. Not selected. Flexible on timeline. Researching options. Radio button. Not selected. Select specific dates.
Okay, let's say I want to tap on select specific days. I'll tap here.
Select date. Choose up to 7 dates. Out of list.
And the first thing we heard is we could choose up to 7 dates. And putting my finger near the middle of the phone,
August 2024.
so the default is August since I'm recording this in the month of August. And if I move my finger to the right or swipe to the right,
Go to next button.
there's a go to the next. That's go to the next month. And above that, after you've selected the dates that you want, there will be a done button. So I'm going to tap on go to next, basically go into September, where I could choose the dates for which I want people to come or see who is available on one of those 7 dates that I'll be choosing. So I'll tap on go to next.
Calendar. 2402 of 4801.
I'll put my finger near the middle of the phone again.
Choose up to 7 dates. September 2024.
All right, now below that are dates within September.
2.
There's 2. I'm going to choose 2.
Checked.
And it says checked. You could swipe through this if you want. I'm going to swipe forward.
3.
Let's say
4.
4.
Checked.
I'm going to choose 7 days.
5. 6. Checked. 7. 8. Checked. 9. 10. Checked.
So far I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to choose 2 more.
11. 12. Checked.
1 more.
13. 14. Checked.
There we go. Now, as I indicated earlier, in the middle of the phone on the right-hand side where we found that go to next, above that will be the done button to say I'm done selecting the dates that I would like to have someone. So I'm going to put my finger around that area and find the done button.
Go to next button.
There's that go to next, and if I move my finger up,
Done.
done.
Thumbtack. September 2nd, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14.
So we're now on a page where it tells me the dates that I have selected. And of course, still here, you could choose different dates if you've changed your mind, for example, because you'll see that same information.
Page.
Let's,
Let's find the right pros for house cleaning.
and then you have,
What's your timeline? Within 48 hours.
and things like that. But since I have chosen the dates that I want, and it told me the dates that I had chosen, I will now tap on next, found at the bottom of the screen.
Next button. Out of
Tab.
list. Page 2 of 7.
And now near the top,
How often do you want the house cleaned? In list.
and we go down,
Just once. Radio button.
there's
Not
just once.
selected.
I'm going to tap just once, for example.
How many bedrooms are there? In list.
Now,
Page
second
3 of
page
7.
or third page, how many bedrooms? And we got,
1 bedroom. Radio button. Not selected.
I'm going to choose 1 bedroom.
So what kind of cleaning do you need? Note. Deep cleaning is for houses that are especially dirty or haven't been cleaned in over a month. In list.
And this is
Page
page
4 of
4.
7. Standard cleaning. Radio button.
I'm
Not
going to
selected.
choose standard cleaning.
How many bathrooms? In list. Page 5 of 7.
And
1 bathroom.
I'm
Radio
going to tap
button.
on 1.
Not selected. Any pets in the house? In list.
Now,
Page
if you
6
have
of
any
7.
pets in the house,
No pets in home.
I'll
Radio
say
button.
no pets.
Not select. Is there anything else you need? In list. Page 7 of 7.
So the last page, is there anything else you need?
Window cleaning interior. Check
Yes,
box.
window cleaning,
Not
these are
checked.
check boxes.
Fridge cleaning. Check box. Not checked. Oven cleaning. Check box. Not checked. Laundry. Check box. Not checked.
They can even do your laundry.
Next button. Out of
And
list.
next at the bottom.
Unlabeled. Detected. Text, add. Add some project details. We'll match you with pros for your project.
All right, and now putting my finger down,
House cleaning. Bullet.
moving down.
98,902.
That's a zip code location.
Top 2 house cleaners near Yakima.
And it tells me there are 2 top cleaners near.
Based on 6 filters in our criteria.
Okay, moving down.
JK House Cleaning. Excellent. 4.9. 14. Top Pro. Great value. Responds in about 20 minimum 11 hires on Thumbtack. One similar job done near you. $70. Estimated price. Instant book availability for Tuesday, September 3rd.
Moving down.
Sonu R says, JK cleaners are very good and have cleaned my house well. Definitely are. See more.
Okay, moving down.
Fresh Start Cleaning Service. 5.0. 3. Responds within a day. Serves Yakima, Washington. $100. Estimated price. Instant book availability for Tuesday, September 3rd.
Moving down.
Seaton P says, did a great job cleaning our rental before new renters came in. Left it looking spo. See more.
Basically, left it looking spotless. See more ... Well, now you can see whether you want to choose the $70 one or choose the $100 one, and both are available for Tuesday, September the 3rd. And moving down.
$85. AVG. Cost in your area. $85 AVG. Tell us about.
So in other words, it's saying that the average cost in my area is $85. And all that is left now is if I want any of the 2 above, all I need to do is tap on it. I'm going to tap on
JK House Cleaning.
I'm
Excellent.
going to tap on JK House Cleaning.
Thumbtack. List.
All right, and here's what it says.
JK House Cleaning. Instant book availability for Tuesday, September 3rd.
And
Top Pro. Excellent 4.9. 14.
okay,
House Cleaning 98,902. September 2nd. 4. $70. Estimate. View price details. Message Pro. Button.
I could tap there to message them.
Book a time. Button.
I could book a time.
About this Pro.
They're about.
Index pointing at the viewer. You deserve all our dedication. SAMOS specialist in house cleaning. We do deep cleaning, detailed cleaning, regular cleaning, specific hygiene. We
Basically,
read more. Overview. Hired 11 times. One similar job done near you.
all right,
Background. Business hours. This Pro hasn't listed their business hours.
okay,
Scheduling policy. You can reserve this Pro up to 28 days in advance.
all right,
They'll need payment methods. Ask this Pro about their preferred payment method.
okay.
Request a call. Button.
You could request a call.
Price comparison.
There's a price comparison.
Here's how this Pro's prices compare to the average costs in your area. $15 below AVG in your area. This
Of
Pro.
course, they were $70 instead of the average, which is $85.
Update estimates. Button.
And
Featured projects.
next,
325 photos.
these are pictures. And at the bottom,
Message Pro. Button. Out of list.
there's that Message Pro right there. And that's been a little demonstration of Thumbtack. Thanks for listening. That's Thumbtack, and as the summer's winding down, maybe you have some project that you need to get done in the house before the winter comes. It's best to winterize at home before the winter time. So take advantage of Thumbtack and maybe you get a cheap price.
Only that the app is not available in all countries. Well, I tried to check it on the Play Store and it said that it's not available in my country, which is something, well, justifiable, I can say, because it's related to the services. that it can offer. So yes, not available everywhere.
That's interesting. Could you do me a favor? Also check for, because I know there's another one like it. I think that one is called Angie. I think it's ANGIE. I wonder if it will be available in Lebanon or not. But you'd think that maybe an app of this nature would be available in several places because it's to their own advantage. I'm looking at it as Uber, so I wonder why it's not available elsewhere.
Well, I guess it
kind of
really
interesting.
depends on how many actual people sign up for it. Like if nobody signs up to offer services in the area, then they probably won't have the app there. Also, laws are different in different countries, so that might play a part.
Yeah,
and sometimes local services are like preferred by people. So the app of local services are the apps that people use. So just the major services will not bother to make their apps available and their services available.
and now Jieshuo, aka Commentary Screen Reader, CSR, or if you're me, the Confused Screen Reader. This is a segment dedicated to this great popular screen reader where we show you some new feature or some feature that we believe you should be in the know of. And now, for this episode, here's your entry for Jieshuo, aka Commentary Screen Reader. And now, let's close today's episode with another entry from Jieshuo, the Commentary Screen Reader. And Kareen brings us that entry, and we're talking about using the long gestures. You guys should know how to use that. If you're using this is something that adds another additional usefulness to the Confused Screen Reader. Here's Kareen now to show you how to do that.
Hi. On Android, there are 16 one-finger gestures. The 4 swipes in the 4 directions, the 4 back and forth swipes, and the 8 angular gestures. However, if you are using Jieshuo Screen Reader, you have additional 16 gestures. So the number is 32 gestures that you can perform with one finger. The gestures are the long gestures or the long swipes, and they are similar to the regular gestures. However, what determines if you are performing the regular gesture or the long gesture or the additional gesture is how you perform the gesture. By default, no additional gesture is assigned to any action. So this means that you are able to perform the gesture flexibly, like you do with TalkBack. However, whenever you assign a gesture, one of the additional gestures or the long gestures, you should be careful in how you perform the gesture, so Jieshuo is able to know whether you are trying to perform the regular gesture or the long additional gesture. I can say from the beginning that this set of gestures is confusing. Somehow, you need some time to familiarize yourself with the gestures. But if you are used to them, they could be useful. The gestures are available in all gesture schemes, whether you are using a global gesture scheme like the custom gesture scheme or a per app gesture scheme. There is more than one way to perform the gestures. First, you can do the normal swiping gesture or the angular gesture, and then keeping your finger slightly on the screen and then lifting the finger. So if you do the gesture and lift the finger quickly, this will mean that you are using or that you are performing the regular gesture. If you keep the finger for about half a second, you will be performing the alternative gesture. But you should pay attention that you shouldn't keep the finger for long on the screen. Another way, which is also using the holding method, and it works with gestures that contain more than one swipe, like the back and forth swipes or the angular gestures, is by having a slight pause between the two swipes. So if I'm performing, for example, the swipe right, then down, I do the swipe right, then I pause for milliseconds. I'm not talking about a second here. I'm talking about a very, very short pause. Then I swipe down to complete the gesture. This is also interpreted as the long gesture or the additional gesture. In addition to the holding methods that I mentioned now, there is the other method that I personally prefer, which is the long gesture. So you are performing the gesture in a way that your finger is covering more distance on the screen. So the regular gesture is performed by swiping a short swipe, and the swipe will be longer if you want to perform the long gesture. So if I'm swiping up, the regular swipe up is just a very short swipe up. And then if I make it longer, and here I don't mean a very long gesture, I mean just a longer swipe. So if you swipe up longer than usual, or longer than the short regular swipe, you are performing the long swipe up. With gestures that contain more than one swipe, like the back and forth and the angular gestures, the second swipe should be the long one. So if I'm doing the up then down gesture, I'll swipe up without the need to make it long swipe, and then I'll swipe down but make the swipe down longer. And this is the same with angular gestures, like if I swipe up then right, I'll swipe up, short swipe, then I will curve my finger towards the right, longer than usual, or I will draw actually the line, which is towards the right, which will be longer also than the short regular gesture. Also, if you perform the gesture slower than usual, this may be interpreted as the long gesture or the additional gesture. So if I try to make it simple, I'll say that if you want to perform the regular gestures or the main gestures, you do them as short gestures and without holding your finger on the screen after performing the gesture. So you do the gesture quickly and with short swipes, and then you immediately lift the finger off the screen. And if you want to perform the additional gestures, you either keep the finger slightly on the screen after performing the gesture, or you have a slight pause between the gestures parts, if you are talking about gestures that have more than one swipe, or you do the one-directional swipes longer than usual, and with the two swipes gestures, the back and forth and the angular gestures, you perform the second part or the second swipe as a longer swipe. For me, I don't use all of the gestures. I use a few of them, mainly the gestures that are angular ones. Actually, I use 3 of them. And after spending some time with the gestures, I like them and I usually get them right. So you need to take time to try to get used to the gestures. But for me, I don't use the gestures with back and forth swipes or with the one-line swipes. I'll open the Jieshuo settings.
Main menu. Jieshuo settings.
then General Settings,
General Settings. General Settings.
and
Invert swiping. Use custom gesture scheme settings.
Custom Gesture Scheme Settings.
Custom.
After the multi-finger gestures,
Triple tap and hold with 3 fingers node. Long up swipe no command.
here the swipes or long swipes start. So we have
Long up swipe no command. Double long down swipe no command. Long left swipe no command. Long right swipe no command. Swipe left then long swipe right no command. Swipe right then long swipe left no command. Swipe up then long swipe down no command. Swipe down then long swipe up no command. Swipe left then long swipe up no command. Swipe left then long swipe down paste function.
this is assigned by me. By default, it has no command. All of them have no commands.
Swipe right then long swipe up no command. Swipe right then long swipe down clipboard history Swipe up then long swipe left no command. Swipe up then long swipe right copy function. Swipe down then long swipe left no command. Swipe down then long swipe right no command. Close button.
And you will find the same set of gestures in other schemes, like also the per app gesture schemes. I will perform one of the gestures. I will use the long method. I will do a short swipe right, and then I will make the swiping down longer.
Clipboard history.
And if I do it as quick, short swipes,
Notification shade.
it is opening the notification shade, which is also not the default action of the regular gesture.
Home screen 2 of 2.
Now if I try with the swipe up then right, and I will try to make a very slight pause between the swipe up then right,
Copied to clipboard.
it performed the copy. And if I do it quickly without any pause,
Functions menu.
it's opening the functions menu. If you prefer to use the additional gestures or not, it's a personal choice. However, it's good to have the gestures, and it's good to spend some time experimenting with those gestures, especially if you like using one-finger gestures and you feel that the set of gestures, the default set of gestures, is limited. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Kareen. All good things must end. Thus, it's curtain drawing time, bringing us to the close of this week's episode. Coming up, though, we give you information on how to get hold of us. And with that, we come to the end of today's episode. Up next, though, we give you information on how to get hold of us. And here's that information.
To contact us, simply send an email to contactus@blindandroidusers.com. If you'd prefer, you can leave a voicemail by calling +1 307 202 9797. You can join our mailing list by sending a blank email to blindandroidusers+subscribe@groups.io. You can join our Facebook and Telegram groups or subscribe to our YouTube channel using the links in the podcast show notes or YouTube video description. And you can find all of this information and more at our website, blindandroidusers.com.
Thank you so much for that, John. We look forward to seeing you guys next week, as this brings us to the end of this episode. From me, it's goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a great week.
Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for listening. Have a great week.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Blind Android Users Podcast. Until we see you next week, don't forget to leave us your comments and suggestions via our email contact or using any of our social media sites. Have a great week.